Not long ago, I asked you guys, the subscribers, to let me know your bold predictions for the new seasons. Here is what you guys had to say. As always, if you're going to enjoy, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments which bold predictions you think are most likely to happen and which ones you agree with the most. Of course, this is just for a bit of fun. Let me know your bold predictions in the comment section down below. If we get enough of them, there could be a part 2 to this one before the season starts. Let's get reading some of these bold predictions. The first one that comes in says Swans winning the championship, Oxford stay up again, and Charlton get relegated. Well, straight away, Swans winning the league, get the champagne on ice. We're going back to the Premier League. Oxford to stay up. Of course, last year under Gary Rowett, they were able to do that. Towards the end, it looked a bit close, but they got over the line and Oxford stayed up in the championship. Similar story to what happened with Plymouth, really, where they got promoted. First season, they got they were able to survive, and second year, of course, they went down. Now, Oxford, they've got to try and stay up this second year, which is just as hard as the first, and they've got to make sure they're on it from the get-go. A lot of positive signs Oxford though over the summer. And I think they'll be in the mix of relegation. Whether they stay up or not is another question. And Charlton to get relegated, of course. They just won League One playoffs. But under Nathan Jones, I'm not sure they're a tough team to play against. But to get relegated is a very bold shout, because quite a few people have got them to stay up, including myself. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. The next one from Hudson says Swans will make playoffs, Southampton will stay in the championship, and Charlton will stay up. So Swans making the playoffs. I feel like this is quite realistic, actually. There's a few sides you will see in my prediction video that I have to make a push for playoffs. But of course, only 4 sides can make the playoffs. Will Swans be one of them? I hope so, because last few years have been on a bit of a downward trend. Now off the field, we've had Modric and Snoop Dogg invest, which is mental. Maybe this is our year. Fingers crossed. Southampton to stay in the championship is a bold prediction. A lot of people have got them to go up in the top 2. Some people backing them to win the league. So that would be a bit of a shock if Southampton were to stay in the championship for another year. And not even go up through the playoffs. That is incredible. And Charlton to stay up. The opposite of what we just had from the last bold prediction. But in some ways it is a bold prediction, this one, because Charlton, they're going to be there or thereabouts, much like with Oxford. Charlton, of course, the unknown for the last time they were in the championship. I'm pretty sure they got relegated straight away in the first season under Lee Bowyer. And I feel like the same could happen this time, but Nathan Jones as manager, he is a decent manager, to be fair to him. They could well stay up this season. Let me know what you think in the comments. Will Charlton be able to stay up this season? I think so. So does Hudson. Next up from Daniela, we have got Swansea in the playoffs, Reading and Exeter to come up, Sheffield Wednesday to get relegated, and Cardiff to fall into League 2. There's a lot going on here. Straight away, Swans in the playoffs. Once again, a lot of people backing the Swans. We'd love this. As I say, we've had a few years where we've not been in the playoffs. We've been, a few points out on quite a few occasions. But maybe this is our year to actually cement a place in the playoffs. I really do like that one. Reading and Exeter from League One to get promoted. You'd probably say Reading in the automatics and Exeter through the playoffs. A few people backing Exeter to get relegated this year. So that would be a really, really outlandish shout, but it happened, almost happened, with Leyton Orient last season, where many people thought they'd go down and they almost got promoted through the playoffs. So never say never. Reading to come up though, that'll be fantastic. And Exeter, and hopefully Plymouth come up as well, so we can have the Devon Derby in the championship. Sheffield Wednesday to get relegated. I feel like as time continues to move, this one's becoming a bit more of a popular opinion. Wednesday off the field issues with Chansiri not going well. No takeover being complete as well. Players are leaving and tearing up their contracts basically to go to another club to actually get paid, essentially. So I feel like this one really could happen. And Cardiff to get relegated, can you imagine back-to-back relegations. Oh, that'd be brilliant. Let's not say that's a bold prediction. Let's say that's a popular prediction. Come on, send them down. The next bold prediction comes from Daniel, saying Wrexham will have an underwhelming season. Now, it depends what you class as underwhelming, but I do to an extent agree. At the point of recording, they've yet to really make any big moves in the transfer window. Ryan Hardy seems to be the only player they've signed so far. And for Wrexham, I thought they'd be a bit more active and signing a few bigger names they've been linked with. Quite a lot of players, Lewis O'Brien, Aaron Creswell, who's ended up at Stoke. Multiple players, but yet to land any of them. Only Ryan Hardy, as I say. And for Wrexham, coming up with that money that they have, you know, maybe the first season's not just about surviving. Maybe it is about making a push for the top half, or maybe even the playoffs. I'm not too sure. Birmingham for sure will be pushing for the playoffs, but Wrexham not quite at the same level as Birmingham. So probably pushing for the top half, I'd say. But to have an underwhelming season, I mean, Wrexham under Phil Parkinson. Phil Parkinson has not got a good record in the Championship. I felt like last time he was in the Championship, he got a side relegated. Of course, it's completely different here with Wrexham, but maybe it's a step too far for Parkinson. And maybe Wrexham end the season without him. So for them to have an underwhelming season, a bold prediction here, but one I can also sort of agree with to an extent at the moment. No doubt that Wrexham will probably spend a lot of money in the upcoming month before the start of the season. The next bold prediction we've got is from Honeygun. It reads, Zapopotnik will win the Championship Golden Boot, come on, and score the winner for Swansea in the playoff final. Meanwhile, Cardiff will be fighting relegation in League One with Steve Bruce in charge. There's a lot to digest here. Zapopotnik will win the Championship Golden Boot and score the winner for Swansea in the playoff final. A lot of people backing the Swans to make the playoffs. We've even had a bold shout for the Automatics to win the league. Playoffs, though, we take that all day long. And it seems like it's a bit more rewarding to go up through the playoffs. Zapopotnik, he missed a few big opportunities at the back end of last season when he actually started getting regular service and good chances. Hopefully over the summer he's sharpened up a little bit and he's ready now to tuck away them big opportunities. Can you imagine if he wins the Golden Boot? I do think there's a good striker in there. He's got a real mean, powerful shot on him, as we saw against Derby, where he just absolutely rocketed into the back of the net away at Pride Park. Hopefully this happens though, because Swans to win the playoff final and go up to the Premier League, I think I'd cry. Brilliant, brilliant day that would be. And this time I will not miss the trip to Wembley. There's no way. Next time Swans are in Wembley, I'm there as well. Nothing's going to stop me. Meanwhile, Cardiff will be fighting relegation in League One with Steve Bruce in charge. Steve Bruce, of course, the current Blackpool manager, which means Blackpool would have to get rid of him. Cardiff would probably have to get rid of Barry Murphy and appoint Steve Bruce. What a collab that would be. Dinosaur football for Cardiff, and on their way to League Two. We love to see that. But as we've said before, that's not a bold prediction. That's a popular prediction as it's becoming. And the final bold prediction comes from Paul, saying Sheffield United or Birmingham will not be in the top 6. Now, Sheffield United, of course, made the playoff final last season, almost made the top 2. It's a little bit concerning how they fell out at last minute of the top 2. But that happened, of course, and Sheffield United now remain in the Championship for another year. Ruben Sellers is a big question mark. Of course, he spent time at Southampton, moved across to Reading, then at Hull, and of course now he's been sacked at Hull after keeping them up, and is now at Sheffield United, where we're not too sure. The squad there is absolutely stacked. They have lost a few players, although in the summer window, Graham Brewster's left on a free. Gustavo Hamer's been heavily linked to every Premier League club and clubs abroad as well. So honestly, as the weeks go on and the rumours continue, I'm not too sure if I can see Sheffield United in the top 6. Birmingham's the other one. And the thing with Birmingham is money. And sometimes money talks and money ends up getting glory, as we've seen with Man City. Starting to happen with Chelsea now, of course. You know, the more you spend, the better you're probably gonna do. And Birmingham with Furuhashi, they've signed some really good players. Tommy Doyle is a standout one in that midfield. The only worry for Birmingham at this point in time is the defence. I'm not too sure where they've gone for James Beadle. I feel like there's a few better goalkeepers to choose from out there. But it's going to be interesting, be close. I feel like both of these sides will be around the top 6, but Paul doesn't reckon they'll be in the top 6. Bold prediction there. Well then, they are the bold predictions from the subscribers. Thanks everyone for getting involved in this video. Really do appreciate it. As always, if you've got any more bold predictions, let me know in the comment section down below. If there's enough feedback, we could even have a part 2 to this before the start of the season. Thanks everyone for watching, thanks for getting involved. If you have enjoyed, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video soon, guys. Take care. Good.